Good morning, you guys. Welcome to the first video of Life with Mikhail. Um, First and foremost, I want to thank everybody that's tuning in right now to this video. I would like to say that I have been trying to figure out if I wanted to start this channel for quite some time now, and I feel like I have been putting it off for a while now. So this is the first video, and basically I'm going to be talking about certain things that I went through after I got out of high school and where I am right now currently. First and foremost, I want to share a moment when I first got out of high school. I graduated in 2014, and at the age of 18, I got into a relationship that I thought was good for me. So I was fresh out of high school, got into a relationship, and it was like a 2.5-year relationship. Now, mind you, at the time, I did not know myself. So I didn't recognize what was good for me and what wasn't. So I allowed this person to come into my space. Within like 4 days of knowing this person, I moved the person in. Now, mind you, I don't know this person that well. So we moved kind of quickly. I fell in love very, very quickly. And we, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not used to this. But let me see, within 4 days, I moved the person in. And we started living together. Now, mind you, at the beginning, the relationship was going really, really good. Everything was fine. And within like a couple of months or whatever, we moved out of the house that we were in. I had a 1-bedroom apartment. We moved into a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. Relationship seemed fine. Accumulated materialistic things. All the goals that I set for myself, I reached. And within that, the person that I was in a relationship with was cheating on me for those 2.5 years that we were together. And the only reason that person was allowed to do so is because I didn't know myself at the time. I received a lot of red flags within that relationship that I did not pay attention to. Like people calling every morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning, constantly being on the phone texting while we're in the room together. Now mind you, I'm at work. At the time I was working 2 jobs, trying to provide for me and the other person, my other half at the time. And coming to find out while I was at work, making sure I was providing for us, the person basically was going out cheating on me. Now, I just want to let anybody know that maybe just jumped into a relationship without actually allowing it the time frame that's needed for you both to know each other, actually get to know each other before you just hop into a relationship. I just want to say that it's very, very important that you get to know a person first before you just hop into a relationship. Simply because you don't know what that person is about, you don't know their intentions, and you do not know what their plans are as far as benefiting from what you have without actually being interested in a relationship. So, with that being said, I found myself constantly giving, and never receiving. And what I can say that I learned from that relationship is you have to take time. You have to take time out to actually get to know a person before you say, oh, I want to be with you, or oh, I love you, or oh, I want to be in a relationship with you. And the reason for that is so you can know whether this person be for you or if this person be against you. And in my situation, the person was against me. Um, and like I said, at the time I didn't know myself. So I always found myself trying to prove something to that person. When in reality, I had nothing to prove to anybody because I always should only have I should only have had to want to prove something to myself. But because I didn't know myself, I found myself proving myself to other people or other things or in other ways. Um, and certain people that that person had brought into my home while I was at work knew how my house looked. The community was always talking about me and everything. Um, and now, mind you, I'm clueless to all this because I'm working two jobs and I'm only focused on me and that person. While that person had another agenda behind the scenes, while making it seem like everything is peaches and cream whenever I'm in that person's face. Um, and it got to the point where I started becoming depressed, stressed, um, getting myself into certain situations, finding myself hanging around certain people that I could not actually relate to as far as my character and how I carry myself and the things that I look at as morals and values. Now, with that being said, if somebody isn't matching up with the way you see yourself or the way that you go about doing things or match up with your morals and your values, the relationship is not going to work simply because you guys are not on the same page. Um, Not needing to say that you have to be on the same page about every single thing, which you do not have to be, but at the same time, you have to be able to compromise if you want the relationship to work. Um, but what I can say is what God had taught me that within that space that I was in at that present moment in time. Um, Back in 2015 to 2017. Like I said, it was 2.5 years. Um, Through my depression and everything, and the things that I dealt with, and all my anger and everything that I had to go through. Um, One thing I can say that relationship taught me was how to love myself, and it taught me how to see what I would not tolerate from anybody in any relationship or just people in general. Um, and also, within that space, within that depression, within the certain people that I was around, because I was dealing with those people, everything that I dealt with in that time frame in the past made me a stronger person today. Because certain things that I do now aren't anything like that I was doing back then. I'm 23 now, and I was 18. So now I find myself being by myself majority of the time, simply because I won't allow myself to hang around anybody that I don't see fit to be in my life, simply because of your morals, your values, how you carry yourself. Um, I have really been trying to. Um, I'm sorry, I'm saying y'all so much. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm still trying to talk to you guys or whatever. Um, I find myself whenever I'm by myself, I learn so many things about myself. Like I learn a lot about myself. Um, I try to make sure that I that I set goals for myself. Like where I'm currently living at right now, I wanted to get a place to stay. And mind you, I was worried about everybody else and what other people had, and worried about their lifestyles and what they had to say about me and caring about how people feel about me and everything. It was distracting me from focusing on my responsibilities. One thing I can say is if anybody has anything to say about you, their perception of you is none of your business. What's more important is how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself. That's the only thing you should be worried about. You shouldn't be worried about what anybody says about you. You shouldn't be worried about how anybody feels about you in a negative way. Because what they're doing is they're projecting their fears onto you. And that's something, me personally, I cannot allow. Simply because by you projecting your fears onto me, you're trying to change the way I think. You're trying to change my morals and my values, which by me being by myself, I know what they are. And there's just certain people I would not allow myself to be around, and certain people that I cannot relate to anymore. Also, since I've been by myself, I have been connecting with nature. I have been meditating and trying to go within. Now, with that being said, going within really makes me look at life differently. Like, because I deal with stress a lot. We all deal with stress. We all deal with depression. But one thing I can say is that since I have been meditating and trying to get to know myself more as a person and know my morals and my values and know what I will tolerate, what I will not tolerate, by me meditating and by me thinking about what I want within my heart and what I want to do with my life and the goals that I want to set for myself, it's allowed me to accomplish certain goals that I set for myself that I never thought I could accomplish before. And I think about life in a totally different way, which I'm very, very blessed, and I'm grateful for everything that God has put in my life. So basically this video is talking about just life in general and how you should try to find yourself and try to find out what it is you want to do with your life. Don't allow outside influences to distract you off of what you should be focusing on as far as self goes. Always focus on yourself first, because as long as you focus on yourself, then any outside influences won't really matter. You can recognize outside influences, or you can see if you agree with that, but by you knowing yourself and by you figuring out what it is you want to do for yourself, you'll be able to know, hey, well, I see what they're saying, but I really don't see myself doing that. Or, oh yeah, I really think that's a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. And by you knowing yourself, you'll be able to know the difference between, no, I don't want to do that, or yes, I would like to see what they mean by doing that, or yes, I would like to do that, or whatever. But if you don't know yourself, you'll basically just be going along with anything anybody gives you, or any advice anybody gives you, or if somebody, basically, I'll give you an example. Like, say you don't know yourself, right? Like, you just lost or whatever, you just going through life. By you not knowing yourself and by you just going through life day by day, anyone's energy or anyone's advice that they give you, you'll pick up. Like, say somebody's negative or being negative or saying negative things or has a negative outlook on a certain thing. Simply because you don't know yourself, you will then go and attach to their energy and be like, well, I agree, da 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 da, or something like that. Or basically, you're feeding off of what that person is giving you. Now, if you know yourself, then you'll be able to hear what they have to say about it, receive it, and then give your outlook on that. Let me see what else. So basically, this video is basically about, I would say, the power of getting to know yourself, the power of focusing on yourself, focusing on your own responsibilities, your own way of life that you want to live, accomplishing your goals and dreams, being able to know yourself, recognize that by you knowing yourself and by you figuring out what it is you want to do with your life, you'll be able to impact the world in a more, let me see, what's the word I'm looking for? Impact the world in a better way, or a more influenced way. And I don't want to make this video too long, because at this point, I think I'm just rambling or whatever. But I really just wanted to take my first video to share one little part of my life that I went through. So to anybody out there, if you find yourself in a situation where you feel like you don't know yourself, and you feel like that situation is not good for you, then take the time to actually see if you really want to be in that situation, or if that situation aligns up with your true morals and your values for yourself. Because that is very important as far as you knowing yourself while you're on this journey that you're on called life. It's very important to know who you are. It's very important for you to stand in your power, and it's very important for you to recognize the person that you are within yourself. You get what I'm saying? Let me see, what else can I discuss? So I just wanted to take this time out to talk or whatever, and just influence somebody in some kind of way. I'm not expecting followers. I'm not expecting a lot of people to subscribe to my channel. I don't care about that. I basically just want to talk to you guys or whatever, and inspire somebody in any little way possible. Fame and fortune really doesn't matter to me. I really don't care about that, honestly. I just want to talk and share my experiences with you all or whatever, and be able to give advice on certain things that I have experienced within my life, and see if I can help somebody that has been through the same situations that maybe can relate to what I'm saying. And even if you can't relate fully, and you've been somewhat in a situation like that, take what resonates with you and leave what does not. Because you only can relate to what you can relate to. Now, I'm not fully trying to get somebody to relate to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if something you feel resonates with you on a certain level, or you feel a certain vibe as far as what I'm saying, and you can relate to that alone, that specific sentence or that certain specific experience, then take what you can from that and leave the rest. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I really don't know what this channel is gonna be about, honestly. Like, I thought about making it about just pranks and stuff, or just me doing fun stuff. But I feel like I can do that. I can do that kind of stuff, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing stuff like that. But at the same time, I also want to use this channel to inspire people, and to basically just give my advice on certain things that I've dealt with or whatever. But yeah, this is my first video or whatever, and I know it's kind of boring, which I'm sorry if it's boring, but your opinion really doesn't matter, honestly. But I know that somebody in the world will see this video, and somebody will like it. Somebody will at least hear it. Like I said, I'm not expecting no likes, comments, or subscribes or anything. But I know that there's somebody out there that really needs to hear this. So basically, I'm speaking to whoever needs to hear this at this point. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning into my first video, which wasn't that long. Thank goodness it wasn't that long. But I just want you guys to recognize that it's very important to know yourself. It's very, very important. So Whoever this video reached, I want to thank you for watching the video. If you like, comment, and subscribe, thank you for that as well. But I just want you to know that it's very important for you to know yourself, love yourself, recognize what you want to do with your life. Always strive to accomplish your goals. Always keep at hand your morals and your values for yourself. Never stray away from those, because they are a part of who you are. I want to thank you guys for tuning in this video. And be blessed and have a blessed day.